All right.
All right, boys, here we go. All right, looking good. There's a lot of dirt up near the front. It's probably going to settle in now until the climb. No, no need to push extra hard.
Alex, maybe you want to mute your microphone if you can.
Sure. Sorry, guys.
Going all the way around the volcano before we go up. Sit in and work as little as possible. This is not a slow group today. I thought they would take it easier before the climb, but you guys are keeping up a high speed. Today I'm especially watching the two teams that are closest to us, behind us in the standings. Vikings and SZ. Of course, we got to keep an eye on Kirchmere too.
And we'd do so if we had binoculars.
Okay, we're coming up to that first climb, so deciding if you want to start further back in the group and try to get that fast segment time, or start further up in the group to make the whole climb easier. Start thinking about positioning yourself.
Rudy's one position in front of you, Scott. So you got it perfect.
All right, they're pushing now. Alex, try to hold in those wheels if you can. Scott looking good. Snowy, Phil. See you guys in front. Ian's up there too. Well, Michael's pushing it. Front group has 46 riders in it. Alex is back in the second group. Oh, he's just off the back of the second group. Try to stay in touch with those guys if you can, Alex. You've got some guys coming up behind you. Yeah, maybe work with this group that's going to be catching you. See if you can get back in touch with that group up ahead, especially on the flats. Hopefully you guys have some watts to push and rejoin. Yeah, they're close enough. Grab this guy's wheel as he comes by. Alex. If he comes by. All right, I'm moving back up to that front group. Looking good, boys. Looking good. Just a couple minutes left in that front group. Phil from the head. Phil's pushing off the front a little bit. Couple Vikings guys on the front. They're pushing it a little. SZ's there too. It looks like us and Kirchmere have the numbers, at least in the very front. Kirchmere's got all 6 riders. Let's see what else we've got.
Tell me when to pop the feather.
You're gonna want to pop it on the final kicker right as it turns up to past 4%. It gets really steep. That's where you're gonna want to do it. Right when it hits about 6%. Probably right now. I'm not sure where exactly you're at in the pack, but push it, boys, push it. Up and over. Nice work. Job. I think Scott was first over. Then we had Dan and Snowy. And everybody's coming together in that front group again. Yeah, front group's got a few seconds. There's a chase group now. That's where Ian's at. Just a few seconds off that front group. And I'm looking for Phil. Not sure where he ended up. Oh, there he is. Phil is just behind the group that has Ian. So hopefully he can grab them. Yeah, grab that wheel, Phil. The looks like the Vikings guys and the SZ guys are maybe doing a little extra work. Maybe maybe they can pull us up. I think Vikings and SZ are lacking some numbers in that very front group. Let me see here. The Vikings have 3 in the front.
Yeah, I don't see any Swedes.
I see there's one SZ in the front group. He's near the very front right now. 3 Vikings, all 6 Kirchmeyers, and 3 of our squad are in the front. Oh, and there's 3 of, I think it's that Fleur, or the Foudre. I think that's the Foudre team.
I think I saw that lady that won Innsbruck.
Yeah.
I think I saw her name.
Yeah, Camille, I think she was signed up for it. So she's probably one of those.
I'm sure she's in the front there. Looks like 3 guys.
Yeah, she might not have made it.
Hey, Eric, do we get another power up through the middle banner?
You should. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, cool. I've got to go, so I'm going to ditch it for something.
Got only 1 vegan in the front, so that's good because they're kind of close to us in the rankings. They're just below SZ. They're in 5th.
All right, put it on, Dan. Put on the ghost and see if you can make it.
Just a 26K breakaway, hey?
All right, let's see how the groups behind are doing. Looks like that front group's definitely putting time into everybody else, so that might be the group that stays away. There's only let's see. Front group has 19 in it looks like. Yeah, a lot of points to be had in that group.
How big's the chasing group? I see Roger is in it.
Let's see here. Chasing group is getting sizable. They've coalesced. They're about the same size as the front group now. Maybe just a couple riders smaller. And we've got let's see, Phil and Ian are in there. I think that's it, 'cause I think Alex is back in the group behind that. Phil and Ian, and there's one other dirt guy from the other dirt squad as well. That's coming back together. Look at that. Nice. Yep. Chase group caught the front group. There's a lot of who's that bright yellow jersey? What team is this? The Grind team. Well, that's not even a team.
I think they're TFC here.
Is it the one that's no? Because TFC has TFC jerseys. There's,
Okay.
I mean, there are
Never mind.
a few TFC riders as well, but there's one that it's like an almost entirely yellow jersey. I'm trying to figure out who that is, because they've got several riders in this group. Although there is just a lot of yellow. Maybe they don't have a lot of riders in this group. Now that I think about it. Yeah, actually, it was just all the other yellow riders. There's one guy in an all yellow kit who's kind of on the front right now. I have no idea who he's riding for, because it says Grind next to his name, but that's not one of the team names. Okay, so our front group now has 41 in it. Alex's group is 30 seconds back. He's in a group of about 10.
So in theory, this should be the easiest climb.
Yeah, it should be. And in all the other races, it has been. There's no reason for anybody to push it, so it makes sense. I think everyone's just going to keep their powder dry and try to make it as easy as possible up the hill, and then try to put the hurt on everybody in the last lap.
My powder is currently peanut butter.
I like peanut butter powder. It's good stuff. All right, let's try to survey this front group a little.
Just try and make your way out of it.
Yeah, think about your positioning again on this as the climb starts. It would make sense to start near the front here, because you're not going to get a fastest segment time. Of course, everyone else is probably thinking the same thing. Move to the front, that lets you sag a little bit. So SZ only got 3 riders into this front group, which means they're basically not our competition today. Vikings got 5 riders in the front group, same number we have, and they're ranked just behind us. So they're ones to watch. We need to make sure we don't get beat by those guys over the finish line. And hopefully, if we could get some extra points against the Vikings across the KOM, that would be good.
And that's Swede Hagren picks up plenty points on the first K.
Yeah, I wish I could see that all the intermediate stuff as it happens. Yeah, I wouldn't worry much about the Swedes with the numbers they've got, even if they get some intermediate points. They're not going to get the intermediate points for the next two. Well, I mean, I suppose they could with their 3 riders, but less of a chance. Stay on there, Phil. Stay in that draft. You got this. Sit in the draft on this flat part especially. Speeds go up and the draft matters. Draft saves you a lot of watts right here.
Good stuff, Phil.
The SOW guys, the SOW guys, seem to be on the front a lot during this climb. They're ranked 6th overall. Now we got a Foudre person trying to go long, putting in the attack. It's a long ways away, though. If you have a power-up that's useful for drafting, if you have the arrow power-up or the van, there are flat spots coming up before the segment banner where it would be useful. Got a couple riders attacking on the front now. Looks like people are trying to go long to get those extra points. So if you can, grab those wheels. Coming up to another flat spot. Good place to use a van to recover a little bit before your final push. Yeah, groups split up. That's a pretty big attack going for those points. Final push. Push it, Scott. See if you can pass a few of these people right here. Get those points. Go, go, go. Good push. It's going to come back together, so just recover now, Scott. No, I would say no reason to push hard. Let's see where we're at. Dan is just a couple seconds behind. Snowy is catching up to Dan's group right now. Bill, if there's anything you can do to get back into those wheels just ahead of you, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, they're going to ride away from you.
I'm in the second group, sitting about 20th, between 20th and 30th, and there's two Kirkmare guys with me, just FYI.
All right. Phil's he's basically tailing off what's left of that whole front group. He's kind of last in that, trying to he's putting in some watts, trying to grab some wheels ahead of him. He's about 5 seconds behind a little small group that's just up ahead. But hopefully, Phil, if you keep pushing, you guys can grab that little group just up the road. Maybe that group can grow and pick off the group in front of it. Everything came back together last time, so I'm sure the pace is going to ease on the flats here. Yes, Ian's in the second group, which is about 9 seconds behind the front group. I assume the front group has the other 3 of us in there. Snowy, Dan, and Scott. Front group has about 19 or 20 in it, just like it had last time. Got 4 Kirchmere guys in the front group, 3 Vikings, 1 SZ, 3 Foudres. That's impressive. They're climbers for sure. And 3 Dirt Squad. Chase group behind the front group doesn't look like it's gaining ground. It's about 10 seconds off now. It's smaller than the front group. So that's the group that Ian's in. Phil's team is 20. Phil's group is 20 seconds behind Ian's group. Just a small group. 6 riders. If you don't have the power up you want, front group, burn it now before you go through this banner. So you guys in the front group, what I'm guessing is going to happen on this climb is some teams are gonna attack on the front and try to keep it split into a small group and stay away to the line because it's not a long run in. You have the descent and then like a I don't know, 2 kilometers to the finish line. So if you could split up the group and have a front group of only 10 that you're going up against, that's advantageous. So all that to say,
We're about to catch, Eric. We're
Yeah.
about 3 seconds back.
yeah, I see that. You
One of
guys
the
are,
Kirkmare guys bridged already.
yeah, I just noticed that. Anyway, so it's going to split up, especially across the top, especially in the last kilometer or two of the climb. You're going to see attacks, I bet, just like we had on that last climb. And if you can follow those at all, basically don't expect it to come back together after the climb like it has been. You got to follow those attacks, close the gaps, try to make that front pack if at all possible. And if you can't make it and you blow up trying to make it, then that's okay too, because you'll have a descent where you can recover some. But I would go all in to try to make that split. All right, what do we have in this front group now? 30 riders in the front group.
Work your way up.
There's only one SZ rider that made this front group. Only 3 Vikings in the front group. So that's good. So I think we've got 4 or 5. Phil, did you make it back to the front group too, or is that just Ian's group that did? Let's see. You don't have to answer that. I'll figure it out. Okay, yeah. Phil's not in the front group. So we've got 4 in the front group. Of course, Kirchmere has 6 in the front group. That the Foudre team has 4 in the front group as well. So I think they're probably going to end up moving up in the rankings a little bit today, but I think they're far enough off that we really don't have to worry about them. So doing good. If the 4 of us that are still in the front group can make the break that's going to happen, that would be huge. So watch that. Don't go too early. The big breaks are are going to happen after this flat section. I think the Camille lady is in the group. At least it just says C, but there is a female rider from Foudre who's in the front mix. See what she can do. We have the one rider from Sal off the front, but we don't need to worry about them at all. Here comes the flat section. Use the draft. Don't sit in the front. People sitting in the front are putting in a lot of extra work right now. Looking good, guys. Looking good. It's going to flatten out for a little bit here. Might see the attack start as it pitches up here. Okay, last effort. Here it goes. Yeah, just sit in those wheels, Scott. Let them do the work. Dan's going for it. Nice work, Dan. Keep pushing. Yeah, let's get some extra points, boys. Push it, Scott. Push it, Scott. Nice. Got some extra points. Yeah, front group isn't pushing hard, it looks like, to make a break stick. That's interesting. Okay, who do we have? How far back? Snowy's there. Snowy's right there. Scott's there. I assume Dan's there. All right, so we got 3 of us in the front group here. Front group has 25 in it. Ian is just off the back of that group.
I've got an arrow, so I should hopefully get the sprint's a good go.
Yeah, good. Don't go too early.
I got a feather. I'm assuming use it going into the volcano.
You could
And
use
that
it
last little
there.
kicker.
Yeah, you could
Last
use it
kicker.
there or save it for the last little kicker just before the sprint line. That's probably what I would do, is use it later.
Okay.
I agree. I think everyone's going to get over that rise into the volcano together.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be hard.
Someone will go long for sure, but just follow them.
You know what would be really amazing would be to do a 3-man coordinated attack early. Like as soon as we hit the flat ground, try to gap everybody and stay away. But that would only be something you do if you actually felt up to it. But what a victory it would be.
What does Kirchmar have? 6 guys still in the front?
I think they've got 6. Yeah, that would be the only downside. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
We got 5. There's one back here with me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I was like
5.
1 second behind when we made the turn to go downhill. And I tried to push it to catch and just couldn't.
Yeah, Ian got tailed off the end.
But I got this Kirkmere guy, so I'll try to at least beat him to the line.
Yeah, try to pip him. It's less than 2 kilometers from the bottom of this descent to the line, just so you guys know. So you're looking at 2.5 minutes about. Yeah, the guys that win this final sprint are typically the ones that sit in the draft on the first kicker, stay near the front, but not off the front, and then conserve on the little flat section, and then really start going when the road kicks up and it turns to the left. And that's really where you want to hit your watts, hit that feather power up, and go all in all the way to the line. Got a guy attacking off the front, but we don't need to worry about him. Sit in those wheels, let them pull you up to him. He's going way too long for a solo attack. And he's on the 8th place team too, so he gets some points. That's okay. All right, here we go. The kicker. Nice job, Snowy. Grab those wheels. Let them pull you before your last effort. Here comes that left-hand turn. That's where you want to do the feather. Now it's time to go all in. Go, go, go. Push it, Scott. Push it, Dan. Push it, Snowy. Snowy's got the arrow. He's passing guys. Nice work, guys.
Well done, fellas.
I got to start going earlier. I have no chance to beat these guys in the last quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I had nothing after that little push to the banner on the comm. Oh,
I can't do.
first try.
I can't do 1,200 watts fresh, let alone after a freaking hour. Ugh. Ugh. No. I don't know where I've ended.
Hey, good effort, Scott. Nice, Dan. I thought I was sitting in nicely for the sprint. Next thing you look up and you're in 20th place.
Exactly
Yes.
what happened to me, Snowy. That pace just picked up so fast. Fucking hell.
Yeah, the group went hard on that. Into that left-hand turn. They accelerated.
I was sitting in perfect position. I just don't have the sprint to freaking hold those wheels.
These guys are monsters. They're all monsters.